Giving, hallelujah, giving the highest praise, hallelujah, giving the highest praise, hallelujah, giving the highest praise. In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father. Hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne. When I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation, the beauty of the universe, you never change. You never lie. You never change. You never fail. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey, hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving the highest praise. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving the highest praise. Hallelujah. Giving the highest praise.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Alfonso Z.
Jehovah, he deserves the praise. Come the praise. He deserves everything.
I hope the audio is good now. All right, folks, we want to welcome you this evening.
Come celebrate, come jubilate, come and worship him. He deserves the praise. Hallelujah, giving the higher praise. Hallelujah, giving the higher praise.
Hallelujah, giving the highest, giving, hallelujah, giving the highest praise. Hallelujah, giving the highest praise. Hallelujah, giving the highest praise. Ooh, hallelujah, oh yeah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah to my Jesus. Hey, hallelujah. Sing praises to Jehovah. Lift up your hands and worship. Lift up your voice and pray. Hallelujah. I lift up my life for Jesus. I will worship you, Yahweh, Yahweh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah to Jesus.
Thank you. Hopefully the audio is okay. But as you note, the N-word count.
When the lion in the town, and my shepherd talking and the bobo. Hello,
This is our time, my home. This is our time.
I say, les la do or die, oh. From port to port, we kicking shy, exploring all they can't get no far morale. Vamos chamar do Facebook, mas do poder escrito foi a Coreia. Tu vai porque sabe, floque só ready, oh. Ready, oh. They roll our time, but let them be like baby, eating there, lead them to play, see them crying. I always show them pepper, and they say they can play. We'll be there today. Of a country rally, my lama people rally, easy people rally, my Gandhi people rally, my Dingo people rally. She got the monk can't stop the shaman. Yo, man, that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. Yo, man, that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. We not taking stop. We not taking stop. We not taking stop. Yo, man, that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. Yo, man, that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. We not taking stop. We not taking stop. We not taking stop. No vacante, no lol, no cutting low, no vacante,
Ok, vous chauffez au déplacé, on est plus appelé. Tiens, si on attrape pas, pas craquer le volet. Le all chape, on vole qui s'y est, fait du passe, ouais, on coupe qui parle à des options, on vieillit ou on y trouve son nez. Puis comme on dit, c'est pour qui c'est pour machine, pas qu'on la voit la soupe, mais il m'a tout pour ici, à garde, for the pope. La bénéficie de lui, c'est qui ne vont pas bien la côte. Taki, we not rushing, we discover the hope. We're getting on my game, I'm in a space too. In the kind of dribbling, I get, il me fait pas pas tout. I pull a maybe on my back and cause he faces attack. We keep the opponent drop in the water, it's an trap. The crazy system we playing, we got a fake in the fact. Oh, you can't see a team on that couple line it there.
Let's go to the play where they say we can go. Where they go, where they go, where they go, where they go. I must go they go, yeah. Where they go, where they go, yeah. Where they go, where they go, where they go, where they go, where they go. So let's go to the play where they say we can go. Where they go, where they go, where they go, where they go. I must go they go, yeah. Where they go, where they go, yeah. Where they go. Where they go, where they go, where they go, where they go.
This is our time. Love our own. This is our time.
Power play, power end up with victory. Power play. They go to the defender, pass the midfielder, carry the ball forward. Number, the ball inside. It's a goal. Find a way to go, yeah. Jump on the coach, chest, I call it. Pin up on the come on, follow, Joseph, deep,
All the Lothians will say congratulations on the big wins in the county meet. I think we must mix sports with politics, and I also keep the conversation real. But I can tell you from junior high school days, he's watching, I know where, and he used to be a good footballer, but I know right now age catch up with him like my. I don't think he's anything into the game again. I am Afonso Zanienso of the All right. That's a big win there for the people of Lofa. And let's bring in this one here as well. Just to I celebrate Lofa.
Let me see the hands of the warrior in this house.
All right, we
Put
have
your
the
hands
warrior in
together
the
for the
house.
Lord. And let your enemy breathe about it. Let the devil know we have a mighty God and a consuming fire. My guys, my warrior, I'm a leader.
Warrior, I'm a leader.
Oh,
Warrior, I'm a leader.
my guys, my warrior, I'm a hero.
Warrior, I'm a
We
leader.
serve a mighty God.
Warrior, I'm a leader.
My guys, my warrior, I'm a hero.
Warrior, I'm a leader.
Jesus, you are my God.
Warrior, I'm a leader.
My guys, my warrior, I'm a winner.
Warrior, I'm a leader.
He's still before me. He's still behind me. He's moving
Okay, my guy is here. Let's get this
my God,
program
my
rolling here.
protector.
We're
No
giving it up
way they shall gather. Seven ways they shall scatter.
Good evening, folks. I'm Afonso Jose and sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe, wherever you are. Welcome to this broadcast. I had a very hectic, long journey yesterday. We want to cover the homegoings of the late teacher Reeves. First and foremost, we want to thank the family for allowing us to be part of the coverage. But a big news here today is our Lofian's brother. I know Julia Lofa is going to be all over the place again. The whole way, no sleeping. Yeah, he's going to be all over the cup. And Lofa County will meet in the grand finale. Yes, we didn't do our work. The first game we were defeated. Second game, no way. So we didn't even see the capital. So we remain on the outskirts of the capital. That's so ridiculous. A lot of preparation. But I think Lofa County pulled it out in a big win today at the Samwant Kanyando Sports Complex. You also saw the former legend himself, King George, now the president of the Republic of Liberia. I think that was a good conciliation. Sports, it helps to unify people. To all our Lothians friends, I see my man here, Bill, a way long time schoolmate. He used to be at Striker Base in Germany now too as well. I'm not sure whether he popping some one that in support of his counter big win today. Hey, Sebastian, my man. Good morning. I'm not sure what is the time. Good morning to good evening. Thank you for joining us. And all of those in connection with Lofa, our own LPR contributor, Professor Asese Labota Zawulo, the guy positioned himself in two places, meant for the strategy so that when one side, the other side of the hole, he can easily cross carpet. He hang on Mount Gibby, he hang on the Lofa County. So Mount Gibby didn't make it, so Lofa put it through. So that's the good thing about it. So we say we give it to Lofa. So the big question here now, I wonder how long this friendship with what I saw Joseph and Darius Delon. I want Darius Delon will call Sir Joseph to congratulate him, take the politics out and inject some humidity into another. Going to be here. I think I watch, been following the activities of the county meet. He has a long-standing traditions within Liberia sports. You remember those days, county meet, Ezekiel Doe came from Maryland, and he became a legendary star for the Invincible 11, which happens to be my own team. Gradually to the Lone Star and a lot of great players, picking Mayango to Robert Clark, Alexander Chennikent, all of those guys. Those were the big guys those days from, it was a counter meet, Mike Gibson and all of that, Mayfield General. It was a counter meet that gave birth to those people. You remember he left for back, the German player Simeon Matot, later on went to the, from Invincible 11 to the national soccer squad as well. So counter me has been very, very, very much rewarding in terms of building the sports arenas and both on the first and second or third division teams. That's where they go to spot players. And I think it's a very good thing. From more indications, this year, I don't know here if there's any protest and any confusion, that I don't know here. But I think the Ministry of Youth and Sport, they pulled this off, and we must give it to them as well. So far, the county meet, the start to the finish, it's very good for now. We don't see any official as compared to the last one. These things should happen. It's normal routine. So it's not a big deal. So what is important when it does happen, the ability of leaders, organizers, or stakeholders to sit and come to an amicable solution to find answers to this thing is what is important. So let me bring in Mr. Amos Joyce here. Let's see the spirit of the counter meet, how long it's going to last. Almost Monday morning now in Liberia. Let's see by Wednesday to Thursday what's going to happen. What the politicians, this celebration going to go on here. So, but before that, death again, I hate the ocean state of Rhode Island. The late Louis Sharrow passed during the end of the week, and we are receiving information on his final home going to be on the 12th of February. And so the family, they brought in this announcement. As a matter of fact, yesterday we're part of the homegoing of the late teacher Reeves in Philadelphia. We're there to cover that, and from there we came right back today. And so here we are. That's part of our community calling. So let's bring you this obituary announcement from the Sharrow family right here in the USA, based here in the ocean state of Rhode Island, my own state. He will be later as our understanding from the announcements on the 12th. Let's play this obituary announcement, and I will be right back.
It's with profound sadness and great loss that the Sharrow family announced the death of their dear beloved brother Mr. Louis B. Sharrow. This sad occurrence took place on January 24, 2021 in Providence, Rhode Island. Funeral service for the late Louis B. Sharrow will be held on Friday, February 12, 2021 at 9 a.m. at the Providence Assembly of God Church, 353 Elmwood Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island. You can contact Mr. Tommy Sharrow on 443-760-8320, or you can cash app the family on 443-224-8120 for donation. May his soul and the souls of our dearly departed loved one rest in eternal peace. This announcement was sent to Liberia Public Radio by Mr. Tommy Sharrow, nephew of the deceased.
Just bear with me here a little bit. Okay. He's a longtime resident of the ocean state of Rhode Island. He passed, I believe the sign should be okay now, Mr. Fofana. So I noticed that. Thank you so much. That's the good thing we like about this here. I'm quite sure just if you are getting the audio, just give me a thumbs up or give an indication. But from what I'm seeing here now, the sign should be fine right now. So that's the longtime resident of Rhode Island, Mr. Louis Sharrow. You know all of the Sharrow family. They are huge here too in Philadelphia, Maryland, to Baltimore area, and other places. They are all here. So you can just reach out to them to also. It's okay now. Good. Thank you so much, Mr. Fofana. And that's the good thing we like here. So, yeah, man, look at that Lofa man here. Fofana man here. I know he's supporting Lofa some kind of way here. Okay, so we're going to be bringing you more of that, but let me bring in my man, Pa George. I don't know what happened to your own county. I don't know what I get goes to talk about here, the man from Bon County. Let's see what happened. Let me hear from him what happened to Bon County. They are calling me. You know, and give me on justifications of why they did not get the win. listen to that. So let's see here. I'll have a conversation here. Mr. Amos George is our senior contributor of the Liberia Public Radio. He's based in Atlanta, Georgia, right here in the USA. Pa George.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, just bear with me. I had to. This is some of things I went to Philadelphia. I came back. I got to put them. So. Oh no, I from Mumbai. Okay, all right, okay, that's okay. Whoever wins is great. Okay, for George, you had a time. I didn't honestly. I saw the very little portions of the game, but the first exhibition, old Lone Star versus current Lone Star. We are 11th, I believe, as a core A, and that of the young folks are there. I think that was a good side of attractions added to this game, and the stadium was jam-packed. It reminded me in those days of Samuel Kayendo Sports Complex doing those big international games. Similarly, that was the situation today. I think peace, politics, and everything were put aside, and people dive into the sporting affairs of the country, putting up back those days when sport were really at the zenith. You had a chance to watch the game?
No, I just saw bit by bit, just in and out, so I didn't. But let me say this: it was a good day for every Liberians. Despite the hardship, I think it was occasion to release the stress. And I heard the commentator saying that he was even commentator was advised saying that.
Oh my goodness! I think the audio here, folks, just bear with me. A whole system kind of in this position here, so I see what I'm getting. Mr. Joyce, a voice very faint by tomorrow to try to do it. But in commitments of our community service, we try to come here. I'm not sure whether he's there audible to you guys, even though I'm getting him, but I have the feedback.
Let me see something. Is it okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure what is from you. Like I said, I had to disassemble most of these things to go with A and came back. That's why you remember we should be on 7 o'clock, but I was really knocked off, so I have to take a rest too. So yeah, finally our man Zaula is in two places, right? Mount Gibby and Lofa, is that correct?
Yeah, but I think he's in a better place because there's no noise to be behind him. Lofa won.
Yeah, because Lofa won the game. I believe it's away from that end there, but his own county and my own country. What happened to county? Sekuna, was that Bon County?
Yeah, Bon County, like in Sekuna.
Yeah. So where Musa Gina didn't come or call it Gina?
I think we all need to go back to our people to do much better preparation. I think that's what we need to do. All the candidates that lost, we should go back and try to start to do to prepare earlier. Because we know this is every year, so I think we should learn some lessons now, not just wait 2 weeks and we say we put the team together. I don't think that's the way we should be doing. And I think we all need to work with our countries to start this thing earlier, to start making preparation earlier than 1 month. We put the team together, grab people from here and there. If we want to build a country team, I think that's where we should start from. Early preparation.
Yeah, my own county is sports official. They've been bustling my breaking, bustling all day. They want to talk out in all is started. I think that's the preparation aspect, and it is important all of us in the diaspora too, because to feel or to form part of what our various kingsmen from the county levels, what they are doing, because the county meet is not just only for the county. It helps to organize national soccer squad. It brings within the system. It allows politicians, these sort of bigger to be subsided and bring people together, because there are a lot of different activities being added into the county meter. I think the girls kickball, and they're having different activity, and that helps to bring the country together in so many fronts. I president today with that number 14 Jesse. It reminded me of my own that has is so-called local team, Invincible 11 those days. Even from there, Lone Star, it was quite amazing, and you could see the spirit of that Samuel Kanyando Sports Complex Liberia there with the international game. People, it doesn't matter what are those data or live action party and all of that, but everybody sees as one Liberia, and the ultimate goal there is to win. The stadium was really packed today. I think it was a really good day in Liberia.
Yeah, I think the capacity of stadium should be 35,000.
35 official, I mean, you know, they always extend number to almost sometimes 30 to 37. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would hear the commentators telling people not to even come to the field. They should just stay and watch it on TV because the stadium was jam packed. So that would tell you people came from all walks of life, you know, to cheer the team, and some people just went there for the fun, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing to do for the country.
Yeah.
There's everything. People were able to gather together and share some fun, you know. Not everyone, it's good, you know. Get some of the worry or the stress off of your body, you know. Some people are not, they will see some friends they are not seeing for years, for months. They will run, you know. It was a good thing on the wall.
Well, okay. I want Lofa County. Did you see Lofa County to really winning it? Honestly, I have not really. All of the teams didn't really follow their play. I believe my understanding that's the first victory for Lofa for the county, correct?
Yeah, that's the according to the guy was speaking that the first time Lofa ever won the championship. Yeah,
So
the championship is over. It always been run most around Basel, Man Crew, Sandal, right around it. Yeah,
Nima and so I want to happy Lofa win. Maybe we're not potato green, nothing coming from far, nothing we're going to counter. Yeah, my man was telling me, let's see here we can make adjustment on here to everything kind of a little bit this position here. So let me see. I'm not really in favor of this audio that I'm getting. Let me just make a quick adjustment here. Hopefully it will work. Folks, just bear with us here. We'll try to make a hello. Hello?
Yeah, no feedback that much. Sound much better, no feedback.
Everything the same here, but folks, just bear with us here. By tomorrow, we got to get it fixed yet. This is not the right sort of headset that I always use. So Lofa did it today, so we really got to give it to them here. So can this victory here, you know, now our media politics always incited into it. Omen Joseph Boycott, Ambassador Boycott, was in a celebration and he fell to sleep. What the heck is going on? Will that translate into 2023?
Well, no, the other day, Bill Clinton was, why was Bill Clinton when he fell asleep the other day?
So that's going to happen. Okay, yeah, I think it was good. For what we know for now, we don't know whether anything going to come out. We don't know. We gotta have to leave that room. We are not the one to make that judgment, but I hope because the whole meet started, it went peacefully. Peacefully in the sense that we didn't see any sorts of violence. We didn't see anything breaking up as compared where there was some sort of administrative blunder or the Ministry of Sports and you know, NEMA team names calling and all of that. That did not happen. I think pretty well we give it to the youth and sports and those organized this tournament. They did a good job.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, give it the account what happened. The fanatic within here that we out here the rumor that was showing around the last country meet. So this one, I think they did some work on it, and I think it was handled properly. Maybe I don't know, but from all indication, I've not heard any man like what happened last year. So
yeah, just bear with me. I don't like this sound coming from George here this evening, but we just gotta bear with a little less time. Hopefully tomorrow and day after subsequent. Hey, Venetia, I deliberate. I believe you just coming on. The Libra is bereaved. Hopefully, after the 12th, he want to be back. The Libra first cousin, considered as a brother, he passed right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. The funeral will be on the 12th. So the Libra is taking some time off. You may say he was a coach, right? I don't know that. Yeah, winning Boto 1940 something coach thing there. He said he used to coach, but like, please give me a break. You're a coach. Our county Granger that went there in the first game, right? They put B or second game, they B or we didn't even reach to Moserado. Can you imagine Granger? Granger used to little. Granger had a very good, soccer team, but I think. Local officials preparation, from what I know so far, a lot of things happening. Some of the guys were complaining they did not invest into the people that actually in the county. They took people from other places, all sort of reason. So let's see this. Suppose we had a chance, and I hope to talk to Minister Wilson. Even those things that used to happen those days, people, the second division team, they never used to invest into those kids that are really actually present in the various counties, and because part of that is to give them the opportunity too, so that we get the spotlight. But when they start buying players or they start bringing players from Morovia or these other big division team, I think I don't think that is well. They can do it, but there might be some sort of level of restriction. But when you have 90%, and I think the Ministry of Youth and Sports should emphasize on that. Do as possibly as you can to spot your own from your various counties, so as to encourage these sort of activities on the from home, so that you can't have the people that are in a county, and then at the end of the day you take maybe out of 22 more players, you take about almost 18 and you get the other number from the county. I don't think that is fair. I'm not saying that is what's happening, but those are some of the complaints that we are hearing. I mean, it has been ongoing for long years.
Yeah, I think you just brought into mind. I think the Ministry of Youth and Sports should lay some guidelines. At least, I mean, maybe we should say people outside of the country, because if you're outside the country, then that's where you need Moserado. So people outside, they should say the country must be, every country should be allowed to take maybe 4 players from Morovia. I mean, the rest should come from the country, so we can give the other young people who reside in that country the opportunity, because I think that's how we should do it. Not everybody should just, half of the team should not come from Morovia. If you love your country, then you should go home, But like few players come from 3 or 4, 5 players should come from Morovia, the rest should come from the country. Must be resident in the country, the rest of the players, that 5, every country can tap into that country in Morovia. I mean, people in Morovia, 5 player maximum. The rest should come from the country. I think the sport department should be looking at something like that to encourage people, young people in those areas, to exploit their talent too. Because if you're taking 18 players from Morovia, then what happened to people in the rural area in the country?
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the population growth of the city we are talking about, because we're like, okay, we go here, we stay in the county here, we try to do everything. We want to exhibit our talents and showcase what we can do. And at the end of the day, they go take other the players from Moserado County or other division thing. I think that is unfair. It's going to discourage other people. But these are kind of little complaints that we are hearing. So I hope the Ministry of Youth and Sport, there will be some sort of restriction to compel the county sport team to make sure that these people are from the county, because part of that is to improve some of the things that are happening in the county. Yeah, let's see our own man here too, Mr. Amazing. Let me see. Let me just bring in here. I know we say Uno County. Yeah, yeah, I can't even go nowhere. We should be time. We didn't invest into our very county sports agenda as well. So I don't know whether we can complain about that. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe let me come and tell Lofa thing. Believe me, come and say he come and get some kind of long family history. He gets some kind of ties with Lofa. Let's see. Let me not even get out of the bed. Mr. Mason, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So. Good evening,
Okay,
Mr. George.
Listen, how you
all
doing?
right. So the grandma or the
I got
grandpa?
no, I got no tie. I got no tie with loafer.
Okay. I told grandma or grandpa from Lofa side, I kind of way back, endless story I thought we were going to get. But Mr. Mason, how was your weekend?
My weekend was uneventful, but it was all right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
I had an uneventful time.
yeah, I think Mr. George, I think I get missing audio is good. I think that the audio is your sound is coming from you. Can you let me put you back and get you off and put you back? Okay, let's see whether we can. Why I'm missing here now? Yeah, because I thought it was coming from me here because I didn't something here. Okay, so you had a chance, Mr. Mason, to see the exhibitions, some of the old days, Samuel kind of the stadium was jam packed. My older brother, he lost football today, but he went. He said, "My man, I can't even enter." So I just started halfway now watching it. So he said the play is past, so to avoid things people are talking it. Let me stay out of it. You had a chance to watch the game today?
Yeah, I had a chance to. I had a chance to watch the game. We lost because I'm from Montserrat. We lost.
Oh God.
Yeah, we lost.
And I ask you, so you can say, I try to provoke you. So
I'm making my declaration.
Most of our countries are all countries, all nations. Where I want to see Uncle P. They play Capitol Building, they play Temple of Justice, they play the Executive Mansion, they play Foreign Affairs, Gateway to the country, its economy, the free port, everything. What happened? Why you didn't shine light on the county team? Come on,
man. It's not a matter of shining light on the county team. This whole thing is a Monrovia a league. It's not a league for the county, the Leeward County. As I look at the league, I was disappointed grossly that most of the players based readily in Monrovia, and I thought it would be different. I expected more people to be fueled from the Leeward County way up in the interior, bring them down, let them expose them, and we didn't do anything in Montserrat that was different. We did not do anything in Montserrat that was different. When you got a lot of people who think they can play the sport, you always will have that prideful attitude. So, like Montserrat lost today because they were not exerting themselves as they should. When they got a one goal in the first 15 minutes, they thought that was a game winner. But the Lpr County team really put themselves all out, and they played excellently well. But I just hope that next time, since they're moving venues to the different counties, I hope that next time they will really minimize the number of Monrovia players.
Yeah,
I remember vividly well in the 80s. I think it was, if my mind serves me right, it was 82 or 83 when they made a rule, when Samuel Kando and the rest of the other people made a rule that no county meet will feature more than 3 first division players.
Right.
And that brought a lot of people to the spotlight, including this boy from Beaumont, or what you call him, I've forgotten his name, man, but he was a good player. He played with Beaumont after the county meet. That brought this boy Jato. Brought Jato from Maryland.
Jibo.
Yeah, George Jibo. That brought him from Maryland.
Even German player Simeon Matar.
Yes. Now, you see?
We'll go to why I need our own legend from St. Joseph cross over to Invincible 11. Ezekiel, the late Ezekiel is there. Yeah, Ezekiel though. You know, breakdancer Robert Clark. All of those people on these. Is that law in place? Let me see what that Mr. Pa George audio is good. Pa George, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Well, let's bear it. I'm not sure what's going on here. We need to perform some technical surgery on that. I don't know whether that most of other men who get him in because he
No,
can't.
the man like that before I came in. I was listening to him like that.
You get maybe that Zawlo contaminated his line because his line always like that. So we have to make a follow up with the Minister of Youth and Sport, who happens to be a huge soccer fan, a former goalkeeper of Mariboro. Even though I'm not a Barrow fan, let me make that disclosure. Because when Barrow when they beat anytime they beat team, all our flower will be going to Sambuca and they use their people. They will everything. They will take everything. They will rule all the flowers. So I left a Barrow to big game. I'm a da email. So I think I'm not sure, but we have to make a follow up on that as to whether that rules is still there. To see here. Okay, let me see. I think fire in Soweto right now. The man who was just talking about intelligently talking about him. Let's see here. I don't know whether he's a happy man or he's man. Let me bring in the Professor ACC Labot Zawulot. Professor, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Is that your counter that won today? Let me just start off here quickly.
No, but yeah, my county is the most victorious in this whole county meet. By the way, good evening to Mr. Mason and Mr. Josh. My county, Mark Gibby, was the most victorious. We won third place in both kickball and football. Okay. So we are the most decorated team in this whole county meet.
Play.
Most decorated. We got two trophies. Two trophies. Two.
Oh, it's Josh. They got trying to stir our trophy. They emphasizing two trophy. You didn't get none. My county did not get none. My county did not get none. So he is trying to put a bone through here this evening. We get two trophy. So the literal question you're asking now, how many trophies did you guys two receive? That's the other version of the question you're asking. Okay. So
interestingly, Mr. So interestingly, our players came from the Gibby Mountain and the banks of the Farmington River. We didn't take players from Monrovia.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Joy. Oh, your players come from Bon Country?
No, but here's the thing here. My mother came from Nigeria. So
you come and start finding all the whole game now. I never heard this one. All the years we've been on there, I never heard mother coming from Nigeria.
If I come here, where Mr. Professor, I don't know where I come from area there. You know where I live brand area there. He knows that area well. He knows that area.
Yeah, definitely.
So that again, by extension, you got my people, some of my people in Lofa County. They know that area. That's the whole district. So
you see, like people, anything that good, that what they allow with. When you're not correct, forget it. So okay, so where your grandpa took come from missing?
I'm telling you, I 100% from Monterado. 100% Monterado, man. Mama, my pa, everybody from Monterado. I got one trophy. I got one trophy. Second place. Beat that place anytime. So that your third place, you got double third place, you won't be bluffing.
But you got one second place.
You got two third place. Yeah, you reached one.
We got two third place. No, let's add the numbers. They can average it.
Man, now 1, 2, 3. We coming out here, though, can't.
Oh, let's do that.
I think the whole thing here, you're trying to embarrass me now. Professor Zablo talking about two trophy. Mason account with second play. Pa George Nata, he said with Lofa, this and that. So
I got from brand here. Is it?
Oh,
I got from brand here. You know,
Grand Leader supporting that premature death. We even the first game the BO, the second game with BO. So the way I get a man for to change your topic and I said because not even serving my point this evening because the Secretary General of my county team called now and want to start speaking. some Pope. I mean, they put in like, brother, I think, Professor, I have to be forwarding some words to you now so I have to break them down because that's what they just talking and text the man say, oh, I look all in the dictionary, I can't even get a meaning. I Google they made that word. But where you got that other word? All one knows. Yeah, man. Look, I saw the president today. His February number 14 jersey. It was on him with his captain band. It reminded me that those days of then King George or George Weah of the Invincible 11th, and then Lone Star. The guy's still in shape. I mean, I saw him today. The skill is within his DNA. I mean, he's still in shape.
You know,
Mr. So, when you play soccer, the way we play it, learning it without any fundamental, and then you go and learn the fundamental later on. When you become a professional in something, the skills, you don't lost the skill, especially with soccer. You will lost the stamina, but it's our president will keep that skill even when he is in 90s and something go to him, he will draw them with ease, and you will say, but they mistake get skill. He still got the skill. He will not have the strength to move, he will not have the speed, but he will keep that skill way up in age. He will keep
but
he's not going
to he will but President Weah have President Weah's skills are exceptional. It's not just keeping the skill. It's at a higher level. I mean, even people who play the game, if they were to go back on that field to play. I mean, President Weah could play in the game against Grand Cru and Grand Cape Mount County, which was one of the worst games. But a very good job. You know, so it's not just that he played the game before, but he's super talented when it comes to that. Is my audio bad?
No, it's okay. I don't know why. Okay, it's okay now. I can talk you on, bro. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't know, because I see my video is altered. I don't know what I can switch.
Yeah, that's the video. That's what I
let me switch my laptop. Take me over, I'll switch my laptop.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So okay, go ahead, Pa Joy.
Yes, I mean, that's President Weah, that's the skill of him. As Mason was saying, even he may not have the stamina and thing, but when it comes to that skill he can be. You got 2 days, saw him on the field calling for anything at any time, you know. But that's his area, and so nobody can take that from him. But I think what I wanted to look at is nothing so why our countries don't have a national team.
Your country don't have a what?
No, our countries. Why we don't have some first division team in these countries? You know.
Okay. I don't know,
Mr. So, let me come in here. We don't have a national program.
Yes, we don't.
We do not have a national program, soccer program at all. You see, when the people sit down, when we sit down and we hear Manchester City, when you hear when you hear Barcelona, you hear Real Madrid, those are city teams. Those are teams within a particular national geographic location.
Mm-hmm.
They are owned by the city. They kind of like not really owned, but the city kind of like put everything behind them.
The city support those things, right?
Yes, but at Liberia, we need to gravitate from this individual team status to putting us on a either a city or a locality. Let the team be for people rather than it being for a few individuals. But because when the people support the team, they expect more, and then your sport base grow. When your sport base grow, you get support. When you get support, because you will be able to sell the idea, people come in and look at the center of improvement of your sporting program. But we do not have that in Labrador. There's no sporting program.
I don't think we should be coerced. I don't think we necessarily have to follow the paragon of other countries. I don't think it has to be coerced. That was your point you made earlier, Mr. Mason, about revisiting the changes that were brought up in the county. I mean, look, when Minister Wilson became minister, I used to own a team in Makibi County, Kakata. I had Field United. We missed the years. I took them from within 2 years' time. I moved them from. They became the champions for Makibi, and we went to play in the playoff to qualify for the second division. We didn't succeed. But one of the things my players told me was that they were recruiting players for Makibi from the SKD Stadium. That's where they were staging the Justify Yourself. And I called Mr. Wilson, and Mr. Wilson is a former goalie for Makibi, and he said, no, that's not going to happen. And, we talked about it. We said, it's not going to develop sports. I think you cannot force people to have a certain mode of sporting because that's what's seen in other countries. So it has to be spontaneous. People have to do it. But then we have to improve the county meet. I think the point you made is very important. I think we can still have our Barrow, IE, and whatever. Look, traditionally, Barrow was an individual team, but traditionally, Barrow was a Bassa team, right? Very strong in the Bassa area. It was organized by an individual. So I think what we need to do is to revisit this county meet. Because, for example, for all the time I lived in Makibi, Kakata, we always took our players from there. The only extra players we took from outside Monrovia were students who came to beat people who played for BWI, and then they would, stay there and play for the Makibi team. We didn't go to Monrovia and start picking players from around the way, Grand Crew Dorsey, Grand Gide, or Lofa.
Oh, this guy.
These are counted that honor marrying the whole in charge, the whole sports movie. I was thinking about Mr. George about Bond County. What's this guy? Pay my tour. I just got it. Pay my tour played for KRTD Demonstration School, where I graduated from, where I was the first president elected for the student council government. He came after me, but he played there, and then he moved to Banga. He played for Rooster. Came to Monrovia for Bond County. And then he was able to get to IE.
IE, yeah, right.
It's supposed to be. But nowadays, people bringing players from Monrovia, and I think the president and Minister Wilson has to stop it. I mean, not only do you put a restriction on the number of first division players who play, but you must also establish that the base of the team must come from the local area. Then it will address the issue of having strong, teams. Another thing I want to be very careful. You see, when we start to put everything, our society, we have a unitary country, and we should not ignore how tension can be built around certain things. So I think the county meet, the way it is the best thing we do. The way our teams are structured is the right thing we do. But yes, one of the problems. I don't know whether you guys are like most Liberians. Most Liberians right now, they're not a fan of local teams. They are a fan of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and all of those things. So they're not supporting the local teams back home. And so those are some of the reasons why I think the county meet, people are able to slip in all these number of players and not give the kids in the other part of the country the chance to play. If we were watching, if we're participating in first division games, we're watching it, then maybe we'll be able to caution these people against it. But I think we need to do more, to really do it. And then individually, there's nothing wrong if we believe that we should have a strong county team. Let's get back to our counties and support those teams. That's not happening a lot of times. And
I think I am guilty of that before Pa George come in, and that's what I was listening to, missing the people. So we cannot exclude ourselves into the social, just how we always insert ourselves into politics. We cannot exclude ourselves. We cannot be selective. This is what we want to form part of. We can form part of. Talking about the counter things, I think to large extent, the significant Liberians in the diaspora, people are from different regions, their own places. Like my own county here, Grand Gide. All right. Just the other day, when those guys call, and I in fact, they shouldn't have called. I think this is something we from these different countries, this is something we should come from in our own belly. What our county doing, regardless who on the politics staff or other. I talk almost 2 hours here, single pressing. But when you go Facebook, they say, Grand Leader go, Mary go, Basso go. How the hell would they go when you're not even supporting these people and you try to tie politics to it by saying this people not doing it? I think that is unfair. We are not doing fair. I think it's time. In fact, the thing about it, all of them, if not all, the counties association here. So what is their portion? I mean, if they're having a county meet, that's part of it should form part of our agenda. Whether the $1,000 or $1,005 preparation, forget about who's going to be eating money, because I don't care what happened. People will eat money. The people here say can eat people money anyway. They eat people money. You go to a family organization. So people back there will eat. But I think we also have to contribute to different forms of activities in our country, and that will make us to feel. They will make us to feel part of the system. But when we distance ourselves, I don't think that is really serving our purpose. But George, you were trying to come in.
Yes. What I was trying to say is that I think we should start building teams in the counties, because reasons they will build teams in this country. They have to promote unity, and it will encourage people to start engaging the youngsters that are coming to get involved. That can also generate revenue, because if a team comes from our own county and they want to play in Nema County, people will come to the local stadium to watch these guys. But we have to, it's not government issue.
That's right.
Individuals. It's not government issue, individuals. So supposed to take that initiative and say, no, I'm being like he did. I'm from a football team. I'm funding my kickball team. We're going to recruit people from this county to make up this team as a team from this county. Before then, I think there were two teams that I knew. One was in Yekepa because the concession ambassador, because they were getting the late charge doing the 5 Mango 66 or something. They were in Yekepa, 65.
Yeah.
Yes, because they were in Lambo, and they had support from the continent. Then they have 155,000. He came was in Joseph, in Morovia. But Joseph, he came with that football. They have to establish that team. So we can do this thing around the country, because that's the one that we will build the country, these areas, the rural areas. We cannot say it's government responsibility. No, the government are giving the go ahead. They have to register your users, or you have to do register your team, and you start from there. They should be done by us, not the county official. The county will contribute. If they say they have a team, maybe they say county say, okay, this is helping the team, fine. But we, as individual citizens of those counties, supposed to start recruiting and build team in those counties. You now hear one day there's a team from South Carolina to bring the ball. Beside county, you now hear one day there's a team from Nima want to pass up the ball. One of the country ever be play and come to Morovia. There's no local team in those areas that people can use for recreation and also for economic purposes. It's not there. But we sit down, we want to look at what is happening in Germany, what is happening in France, what is happening in Italy. So why we can't take the good team from there and replicate it back home? Those items we need to be doing that. Those sports they're not able to see one night. It took them time. And today they use nothing to make money.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Mr. Mason.
Yeah, so in as much as this thing depends on us, we are in a country where we all need to go and look at them. America, about 10 years ago, about 20 years ago, America had no, they were not even known on the map for soccer. Their soccer program was basically the women. The women of America were the first person to hit, the first group to hit international scene. Today, the soccer program in America is so widespread that it goes down to the 3 years old. They got 3 years old recreational league. The program is way down there. Now, is it only in every city? Every city they put it in it. They spread it out. In every city, in every major state, you have a semi-professional league. that goes on. You have a premium team, a first division team in that place where the MLF go and look for players amongst those people. They got it set up for the college league. They got it set up in school, high school. What I'm saying, people, I'm not blaming. Basically, I'm not blaming the government. I'm looking at the responsibility of youth and sport. That's youth and sport responsibility to spread sport into our counties. That's the responsibility to say, look,
what are we doing? I'm missing.
How can you?
In Atlanta,
government are coming here. The Ministry of Youth and Sport is a supplement of the government of Liberia. You don't blame the government, you blame the Ministry of Sport. Come on, Professor. That's
but let me
it's a double standard game here.
Let me come on to him because he talked about the US thing. He brought the US as a very nice example. But in Major League Soccer, did not sprout from government expenses. It was individuals' contributions, willingness to invest in that thing that created a Major League Soccer. And then the US Federation, US Soccer Federation came and got involved and developed it. Right. The LFA, don't beat on the LFA. The LFA has programs. The LFA runs a successful third division league all across the country for the most. They run a third division. Look, we got to be aware of our resources we have. They run a third division league reasonably all across the country. And it's been going for several years. I was a third division player. I am a third division.
So you started division, you won't go second, my man.
Well, that's good, but at least I was a champion for the Peansville subcommittee third division league. So we play. I mean, so those things are there. The LFA is doing it now. But the point everybody, Mr. George is making, Mr. So is making, look, individuals, we got to step up. You know, we use America as an example, but without taking fully the examples of America, I don't want to boast of myself here, and I don't want to denigrate other contributions people are making. But when I went to Liberia in 2017, I was amazed to see that when the kids are playing the game, the field is empty. Empty. No support. So I began to ask questions. Say, what's going on? And the kids started to tell me. I was saddened by that I decided to sponsor a team in Kakata Magibi County. I stopped sponsoring for some other reasons. But just reason I decided to say, you know what? I need to get back into it. I need to be able to take a team from Kakata and carry it into first division so that people in that community can have something to hope on. That's a good thing.
After the professor, I'll bring you, okay?
But we individuals got to step up. Look, I gave you another thing about Magibi County. Recently, this county meeting we took part in. It was very interesting. And I will say this because I want our legislators to hear it. When I saw Magibi playing, and then legislators were coming up and saying, well, y'all win a game, I'll give you $1,000, y'all win a game, I'll give you $500. Then I started to think that Magibi team would not have made it to the county meet had it not been for Kalasco, Dr. Kasser, and some of us. We got to step up to the plate. Our legislators were nowhere around. But when the team got on the field and they wore the uniform and they were performing, then they started pledging. And that's one of the things we're going to fix in our whole sporting system. You don't support the player while they are playing on the field. You support them on the practice ground.
Right.
To help develop it.
Hold on one second. Let me go to Mr. King here. Nathan here. He's calling here. Hello, Nathan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, man, where your county star or you let me do?
No, I'm from Grand Crew County, the most winning county in Liberian football history.
Hey, let them win his I mean, okay, so my man, where you make up the county meet so far?
I mean, I thank God this one ended peacefully on a large scale. There was no commotion, there was no too much grumbling, even though one or two things, but these things will happen in sport, we expect it. And you said something that's interesting. We cannot just say Grand Crew go, Grand Junior go, and we just say that and expect them to go. Like the professor just said, he went to Monrovia. I did the same thing too. And then you ask, well, what's happening? The field is empty. One of the guys was so honest. He said, well, people want to win the Barca playing Real Madrid, but they're empty. I mean, This is what we got to stop. And the president knows sport more than most. Zika Wilson is a very honest man. They just got to find a way to discourage people on the national team to play county league. And that is what we got to encourage our counties to promote them from the counties other than coming from RE. I know 4 guys today that play one, the guy from one of the first division teams. We got to go to the counties. And you're right. Look, Kevin Sengway came from Gregory County before Black started talking.
Right.
Solomon Sepley before Gregory talking. William Blapo. So why can't we go that route? We can't take people who are already on a national scale. Let's invest in players that are little known, and these guys keep on the scale. And they representing the country on a large scale. Some play for Luther, some were even first division, some even were professionals. And that is what we are to encourage. And the professor was right when he said that the county meet, the president should discourage that.
Nathan, let be. Is that the president should do that one? That should be the role of the Minister of Youth and Sport.
Well,
That's all of us to say, hey, let us go back to our soil. Let's go back to the root. The people that are in those counties, are in those districts, those clans, and those young children are playing lamb for football, playing tennis, these little tab rubber stuff together and try to show their talent. Gaga ball, exactly. That shouldn't be. I don't think that should be the president role to go police. Say, oh, your county people don't do that. When he did that, we're beating up definitely. So. Before I let you go and go back to my guys here, what should be our role? We in the diaspora here, all of us here. You from Grand Crew, I'm from Grand Leader, Pat Joy from Bon County. They get Bon County Association here. Missing there, they get Sean Light. Most of our people here, they plenty in the play here. Why can we also make an investment to say, hey, you know what? We want straight, because sports is enough to bring people together, and we see that it works.
That's true. I agree.
I don't know how many of us really support our county team, but yet we want them to win. How can the man win when he can't even get the basic things to make him, to encourage him? And I agree with what the professor said. People, if you win our game, suppose I win, that means you're not giving anything.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a poor strategy. That's I don't buy into that.
To get there to win. So what we should do is this, though. I think in the same way the counties organize themselves for convention and to elect president of their county, they should do the same thing to invest in the county national team to have programs for that purpose.
Exactly. Oh, if you're not saying anything, you say something. But my and for
and that is sad.
All right.
We rent hotel, we rent Marriott hotel for 1 weekend, $40,000, $20,000, $15,000. We can't find $5,000 for a county.
I know.
Yeah.
Sell local food, sell t-shirt, sell cola. We sing with them, $5 will be well served for the counties.
Yeah.
You know what? We got to. I think we're embark on that. He's very good at sport. I think we have to embark on that and compel. We will have to design something to support.
Yeah. Exactly, we do.
COVID start people in Canada, we flying, going here and there for convention. But when it comes to sports, then we want to insert politics in there because of not for Liberty Party.
We can't go without moto. We can't go with encouragement. We can't go with competition.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, so thank you, and say hi to the crew.
Okay, so what happened? Grand Crew not even win it this time.
It was going to win the president cheated.
Hey,
Grand Crew. Grand Crew this year feature.
I'm gonna win and say that the president again. You know, I swear, I feel so bad sometimes when anything becomes bad. You go. When bad at the president, when you go, then I think, gentlemen, I think there is a need that we here outside of the country to show that sort of solidarity with our people. And like you said, some of these teams, you see, so they are individuals. We have people who came out to say they are the richest, they are do this, but what is their own investment into what is happening in the country? I think sports, yeah.
So let me tell you something. And that's where one of the disconnect with the Liberian diaspora. The Liberian diaspora want to be a talking partner of the Liberian people. They don't want to be an investing partner of the Liberian people. In the diaspora, we make a lot of noise. We want to control who should be elected, what the government of Liberia should be doing. We know how to criticize how bad the education system is. We want to criticize the level of sports in the country. But what we don't do for the diaspora is that we may be sending remittances to our family members, but we do not provide support on a collective level to societal issues or problems or opportunities. And that's one of the things that Liberian diaspora must change. We got to be invested in it. Look, I'll give a shout out to my brothers and sisters from Kakata-Magibi County. When this year team was confronted with challenges, Rudolph Weeder, who lives in the New Jersey area, Philadelphia, New Jersey area, he put a shout out to the people in the Magibi, the Kakatan chat room, sons and daughters of Kakata chat room. And they were able to raise some money to add it up to whatever initiative was being done over there to support the team. We cannot talk about how we want our country to be if we're not prepared to put some little investment in it. We gotta be able to do more for our people back home. I keep saying the same thing. It's not that some of us are rich. It's not that some of us want to show. Even though I get hit every day, when I decided to basically support the Magibi kickball team, there's a former senator who went and announced to everybody that it's because I want to run. So that's why I'm doing it. But the thing about it is that even if it is true, but that's the thing, those are the kind of things that we in the diaspora must be able to do to be able to assert ourselves. I don't see the reason why we cannot vote outside Liberia. But how will the people be motivated to give us the right to have out of country voting when the county teams are struggling, when 50 Grandians could pay $100 each? You get $5,000 in the team. 50 Grandians who pay $100. Can we find 50 Grandians who can pay $100? Yes. Can we find 50 Nimbayans who can pay $100 to support the Nimba team? Yes. And we can go all along. But are we doing that? No. But we cheer them. We cheer them. And we talk to most of them. What do people tell you? Oh, the government got money for it. No. Most of these counties, their budget don't support sports. They don't.
Yeah, I think Professor Zawulo, missing all of us, I think we need to lead this quest. We need to play our part, lead this quest to carry out here. I like adequate preparation. I don't like to do things like chanting people you want to have something overnight and you anticipate to get a good result. Civilized society or people who believes in adequate preparation, what they're going to do right now, as soon as things say in the next 3 months, their technical team or the people are going to start putting together to see, where did we go wrong? What we should have done, we didn't do to get us to be to the last or to be to this point here. In fact, we should have won this game if we had done X, Y, Z. So our guys are going to be relying on you. We need to do this because if we in things in the for us in the diaspora to get involved within Liberia, but when it comes to certain things, then we back off. And for that, this is why it's killing us, and for which the people they are like, these people, they're not coming straight. And you say, hey, right. Every counties, all of these counties do have, if not all, but most of them, not a county organization, they have some kind of group, some kind of organization, some kind of development group. But we become so selective, we are adapting. Joy.
Yeah, and let me say this. I'm guilty of it. Let me put myself out there. But I want to say thank you to some group.
Are you guilty? You want to get justification of your guilt or what?
Yeah. No, I mean,
You don't get just of your
I,
guilt.
I, I mean, well, with one kind of scope, so I can't come and say, oh, just blame other people and take it myself out. But there's a group called Bompra. I think I was told to raise some money last and did some presentation. There are people from there all around who have a chapter called Bompra. They did a presentation last time in program 15. But what Professor Zago said is quite correct. And like I said, Bon Country, right now there's no leadership in Bon Country in the diaspora. Someone just come to other that coming to wants to run down to take all the leadership. The organization, the national organization is there in the diaspora. Okay. So these are factors. These people come and they say they want in position only to get to higher position in government. They use the country organization to get to higher political office in Liberia. But they don't see the people in their back. Most of the country organization, people here don't want to be Grand Union president, local county president, Bon County president, so they can go to Morovia, be with senator, be with vice president. Okay, we are this president, we are this president, so they can get job. That's how people do it. Because if they were doing it to benefit the people back home, they would be calling the chapters and things. They say, look, county disposal, this coming up, what can we do to send back home? Oh, most of them don't do it. Most of them don't do it. They want to get there for their own political achievement. When they get, they want to use that as a stepping stone to get up there, to be known on the national scene. That's all. They go and take picture with the president, take picture with the vice president, with this. That's what they do it for. Because if they were doing it for the country, then of course we'll see the impact will felt in those countries. All over, all the countries, chapters, leadership, that all the doable to keep permanence in politics, to be known. That's all. And I think it's not time that we should change that attitude. If we want to make impact fair, our impact fair in our different countries, we should start contributing economic, not just political, but economic to those institutions that will have to bring the young people up in those countries. The young girls. Tennis. I mean, you don't see, if you go to Bon County Basel, you don't see no one there. They don't know about tennis. Maybe you might see one of the two guys say they play basketball, but the rest of the people don't know anything about these sports. They see it, they're not involved. And I think we are part of responsible for some of these things that happen in the country.
Okay,
we say, oh, government, but these are not things the government, government can help, but people, citizens should take full responsibility. Like in Georgia.
Okay. Mr. Mason.
Atlanta United football team. It's a business.
So,
yeah, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, Mr. So, in as much as I agree that this individualism or collective individualism should be put into play to make our presence felt in Liberia and our contribution felt. When it comes to sports, I always think about in another way. I play soccer all my life. I even still playing in America. I play in a recreation league within my city. I'm situated between two cities, actually, and I play all three cities. I play in them, and it costs money to play. I'm paying to play, but recreational. From information given us, portion of that money goes to the national body. The National Soccer Federation get a portion of it. So when I speak about generating and putting ourselves out there, the only way I am encouraged. I'm from Monterrey. There's a lot of team in Monterrey. So if you want to, I can say, well, okay, Monterrey is set up. I ain't got nothing to do there. But no, I'm thinking about Liberia as a whole. I'm looking at the whole country. When I was coming up, I will leave Monterrey and go in Kakata. I will leave Monterrey and go play. I will go bomb to play again. Okay. People, let us look at it that way. Each county needs to have a certain level of having their own and having decent places to play. if you look at this, if you look at this county meet, there were people who were playing on fields that were rocky, rough and rocky. If you take a spotlight here, all the soccer field in America is grassy. In the other places of the world is grassy. I agree with Prof. Zawolo. Let us put money into this from outside, inside. But I'm also saying let the people who the authority for sport, the authority of sport start to make look. We're setting this thing up in Magibi. We're setting this up in Bomi. We're setting this up in Boma. When we see that is there, we are able to go back to those things, even with the little thing. And let's talk with you. Right now, I have my old time team in Liberia. We just bought a 10-acre land. We are setting up a page that we want to set or set an international stand-up soccer field on that page. Grassy page. And we bought it in Magibi. Why? Every year, we cut money and we send it back to them. We send it back for the building of the field. We want to support Liberia. Some of us want to support specific things in Liberia. Are we glad if Zoga Waiting will send me an email? Man, amazing. This is what we're doing in this area. We need your support. Okay, my man. I can't send you $1
You'll get an email on Monday.
No, you see, what I'm talking about, Zoga Wilson, I'm not definitely meaning Zoga Wilson as a person.
No, you get it from Zoga. You get it from Zoga.
Monrovia. Who running the third division league in Monrovia?
To be honest, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Mason, Zoka in this CDC-led government, and I'm just saying my own personal experience, interactions in terms of he being spontaneous to communication. I'm not saying everything about him perfect, but he is one of the gentlemen in this government that I know that is very spontaneous. If you send Zoka Wilson a text, if you send him a message, inbox or messenger or whatever, believe me or not, 24-hour won't go. He will respond. He will, whatever the situation is. I hope they are doing that because he came from he came from that grassroots to get him to be where he is. So can't we also put a package together like what you are saying? Mr. Messi, Zoka don't have to reach to you. If there's an idea you have, you can curve it and put it forward. And we give us time for he to process, to go through. If he can't go through, then we come back here and gash in. Hey, wait a minute. This is the recommendation from XYZ person here. Why is the ministry is not acting on that?
So I wanted to come in. I think, yeah, you made a good point, and Mr. Mason brought a point that really, one of those points that bothered me. I'm not a member of any of the old-timer teams in Liberia, but for some reason, I kind of affiliated with Alpha Old-Timer because of my friend, Alvin Brown, who was the chief commissioner for the LTA. So being good friends, Alvin was very much involved with Alpha Old-Timer. And so I would go to Alpha Old-Timer field practice and all those things like that. When I was in Liberia quite recently, I heard that I don't know what's Alpha you're talking about that bought the land. I know Alpha bought some land to build something on it. Okay.
Cinco Old-Timer.
Okay, well, Alpha Old-Timer bought it. Then Cinco Old-Timer buying land might give it. So you also moved to our county. Alpha Old-Timer bought land. And that's the problem. One of the problem I got. That's one of the problem I got. So Alpha Old-Timer bought a land. They go there, they play sports on the weekend and all those kind of things. But here's what I'm thinking about. Will Alpha Old-Timer invest in our land so as to help develop young talents? Or it should just be about them? They're done. It's just for recreation. Right now they are playing just for recreation. So how are they using whatever money they are making to develop the young talents? It's just the same thing when you Cinco Old-Timer to ask the question. It's good to build a stadium. It's good to do all of those things. But I think right now we should be targeting the young talents instead of ourselves, because ourselves is just busy recreation. Unfortunately, that's what's not happening in Liberia. Look, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the LFA, they are doing a good job. The LBF and all Liberian Basketball Federation, all of these things, I follow them. The Table Tennis Association, the former president of the Table Tennis Federation was my best friend, Lord Bodie Brunel. May his soul rest in peace. I worked with him when he was president, and I saw the many things he did. So all these different organizations, they are doing their part. We need the support. Look, in Kakata, and I'm sure Mr. Mason, you play on the field in Kakata, that rocket field. Do you know how it looks right now?
Rocket.
Do you know how it looks now? They got carpet, they got artificial turf on it. Then they got a stadium, 2 wings. They got a dressing facilities for the teams. When I went there and saw it, I said, wow, we've come a long way. Because many of us have soles on our leg from that field. So, they're making progress. The second thing the Ministry of Youth and Sport is doing, they're not doing it the county beat the old way, where everybody come to Monrovia, they play on a knockout basis, they get out. They're taking it to the different counties. They have
decentralized. That's a very good strategic move by them. Yeah.
So they bring it to Guapolu. Like this year, they carried to Guapolu. The field in Guapolu wasn't good. I'm sure Guapolu was exposed. So if the county leaders, I think they will say, you know what, when these people came the last time, our field was terrible. So we need to do something to upgrade the field. And I'm not saying they will be happening in Bond County, other areas when they carry the games there. They will see the field condition and begin to improve. Look, government cannot do everything, but I think we, especially those of us who are in the United States, who are blessed to be in the world's most prosperous country, we Liberians, we're not doing a lot to help our people. And we got to change. Because all the noise we make about this, trying to decide on who should run Liberia, the way we can decide who to run Liberia is we're investing.
Our engagement.
Factors of our society, investing in sports, investing in education, investing even in advocacy and law. Every aspect we should be investing in the based on our personal interest. Until we begin to do those things, I have a problem with us always questioning government. It doesn't have to be the CDC government. I even have a problem with people questioning the alien government when they were not being very passionate about anything that can assist in our country. We have missionaries living from here, going to Liberia, and building schools and all those things. One of my friends told me one time, and that's why I will end. He said, my man, we need to find some little big boys there to help us put money together, do something. I said, I almost called the guy name here. I said, my man, in our 20s, we have people who are looking up to be big boys. Now, we're in our 50s. Where are we going to get the big boys from? We are not the big boys. We should be putting our hands in our pocket and doing something to touch their lives. And just a little you do, the people appreciate so much. I mean, being involved with the Magibi Sports Association, I have so much voice, I have so much respect that next year I believe that I should intensify, I should increase my involvement. I will volunteer to be part of the leadership, in fact, while I'm here. That's something we all can do. We can stay right here and form part of the subcommittee in our counties. We can stay right here and touch the lives of the people over there. And the people are so willing. At least for Magibi, I don't know about other counties, but I think
I think, Professor, before these guys come, before Mason coming, I think they are willing, and I'm a perfect example. And I feel so bad and that was sometimes it's so frustrating because if we are not willing to unveil ourselves or we become selective where we think that we can form impact, then this is where our presence is not being felt. And I tell you what, when my own county team, Grand G, for some reason that overnight, it was early in the morning. For some reason, it just popped to my attention. After the first game with the whip us, I'm like, wait a minute, why can't we reach to these guys and do something? So I sent a text, I sent an inbox to my correspondent. I said, hey, I need to talk to the county sports official. It just came to my mind that early morning I work. And he said, okay, I'm going to send you the Secretary General, the President. He sends those 2 numbers quickly. I messaged the President. Then I called the Secretary. He said, oh, but I'm in Zwadru right now. I'm going to be making my way. But let me just call my county president. He's right away. He was very spontaneous. He sent a message. And when I go load the car in, and I said, oh, I'm so present, Grenadians in the diaspora. I want to speak to the county team. I just told them, you know what, the first defeat is part of it. But I want to see whether to talk to the leadership, we can do a fundraiser on our network to help the sport team. Just by that call, I assumed they were in a gathering, all right? And we're like, wait, hold on. Somebody calling from America. And I could hear the feelings in the background, how it claims their attention by virtue of somebody calling to even to follow up with the county team and what they can do. All right. You were on this program and you said thousands of Grenadians here. I put that post up. Who people who are not even from, and not a single person, not even the administration. All right, but we bash at the county superintendent, the city mayor, the president of the Republic of Liberia, who has nothing to do with county sport things. The government just sets the agenda from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and we all should execute and make our contribution in different forms and shit, regardless of our whatever we think or judgment we're going to run at. We are not doing that. But this is to only say, like, if, for example, Mount Gibby, Bon County, Mosorado, people from those regions, and begin to invest in those things here, believe me or not, our voices here, these so-called advocates who only advocate for it is in their interest. When it happened to somebody in Bon County, they're not from Bon County, they're not talking about it. When it happened to somebody from Grand Gida, one enough for Grand Gida, all those people here, they did so 1980, oh, the Maningo, you know, we so divisive. So it makes it very difficult for us to succeed and for people to take us seriously as to which direction we are leading. Believe me, if we are really engaged in different sectors and these people are feeling our impact, you will sit down here and tell them, say, don't vote for the person, don't vote for it. But if you're not doing it, the men are carried. When I call, the Zoe panel we talk about. When I call, they say, oh, Honorable Zoe panel is here. Jeremiah Sokan is here. They are with the team. So these are the people, these people know, they feel them. I know they make wrong decisions, but they are the ones that are always there, good and bad. So how can you change the mindset from those people, say, when a man want office, whether he qualifies or not, how can you tell the man, say, don't go for the man? The county team were playing, the man went there, giving them, feeding them, maybe giving them some juices to stimulate them, to get things going. And you sit down here, you acting like a little chihuahua and crying all day, don't vote the people, don't do this. But you can't even invest, you can't even buy one set of jerseys for your county team. We spend money on wedding here that can last 1 week, then at the end of the day, it broke up. Yeah, it's just so all.
You won't get in trouble now.
You see, so what's happening?
The man
You
talks
muted, we care you.
He talks something big, so people call him off.
So we can't hear you.
It does something big. Some of the wedding that lasted 1 week.
Why you go to wedding?
Man, that's it. Hold on 1 second. Let me change my battery here. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they killed my battery right away. I thought that other one that yeah, no, I think we need to step our game. We need to step out our game so as to, to also be listened to. Yeah. Other than that, we'll be wasting our time.
Mr. So let us do this thing. Send a message out to any county team, coach or coordinator that wants to come on your program, let it come and explain what the future look like for their county and what they expect from people in the diaspora to contribute to that to the county meet in prospect in the different counties. Let us see those people who will step forward. So maybe people from different county can come and say from that county can come and say, okay, we'll work along with you people from this point on. But what you see there is actually true. What all of seeing is true. We are not in touch with our counties. And when I mean in touch, it's not because you know the senators, so you can talk to the senator, that means you are in touch. No. We need to go to the seat of the county, those who are in charge of those local programs, that we can set us to coordinate within. Because if you know the senator or the superintendent, it doesn't mean that they will relate to these people directly. But if these people, we get to know them and we start working from that direction, I think it will be much better for us. I mean, all seeing the same thing. Because, yeah, it's the thing here. Government has a national agenda. They set these programs. It left the locals to implement these programs. Maybe what they allocate for the program is not that much, but we as ordinary people can come in to prop up whatever government commitment they are making to augment the strength of those institutions. I mean, there are policies on the book how to develop sport around the country, but the funds are not adequate to cater to all these areas. So I think we should come in now to fill that void, to fill that vacancy. We should come in to fill it up. And the only who can do have to engage people directly on the ground. You know, I don't want to say everything government. Yes, government set a national policy. But if the money is not there, if there's not enough fund, I think we the citizens now is where we come in to say, okay, look, you know what happened? We can try to raise this one so we can move this program forward. But there's some that the government got something, but since now, we can contribute towards it and to move this program forward. Because government, it will wait for government to say they have to put in program.
Don't say about it.
Some area will not progress. In every area in Liberia, be it education, sport, whatever school, every area, they will wait for central government to say they will be fully able to fund those areas, will not make progress. Seriously. And I think this year, we should start looking at it from that point.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who is in power, but let's look at our people. That is the main important because the president is 6 or 12, they will go. But our people will still remain our people. So if any system will give our people, they will forever remember us. And I think this is the direction that we should start going. So I think from that perspective, not just everything government. Just I think some years ago, one guy in Atlanta, one Leo Mulva. Leo, the president of the bomb chapter that time in Atlanta. Two Leo were able to collect shoes, carpet books. We sent out, it was shipped to Liberia, and the guy can distribute it to the people in one country. Some area of lower people there, he distributed among the people there at that time. Why happened? Because Leo was very effective, putting people from one country together and say, look, we got to help the people look for clothes, carpet books, pencil, not get anything. And we got barrels from Atlanta, we shipped it to Monrovia, and they took the thing to one country and were distributed among the children at the time. I mean, that's what a good leadership does, But the people, the organization, the leadership are the problems. The leadership, these people are only there to collect money. It's like a social club, few group of guys come together, that's it. Just the name. I'm the president. But to look at what is affecting the people in those countries, it's not happening. And I think we should change this attitude.
All right. Mr. Messi?
Professor Zaulo, Mr. Amos, George have just told us that Liberians all have the same problem of leaders. We all elect wrong leaders. Whether you're in the diaspora or you're in Liberia, we all do the same thing. We make the same mistake, and we expect those in Liberia to correct our mistake. We in the diaspora would be like people have any vision for us. Okay, but the problem is, and I continue to look at the problem and see the solution as propounding it. Let's stick in our arena of sport a little bit. If we want to support the sports, our county, we need our county leaders to give us somebody who had the sport in that county so that we can work with that person and say, listen, we want to sponsor a team. We want our team to start from now. Get us a team to start training from now, to start working with them. Let's start with them from now, going forward. So next year, our team will be ready. Like each and every one of us say that. The problem is, when you call your county leader and you give them that kind of information, they will not look for the qualified person. They will look for the person that they can pull around. And the person they can pull around is okay, yeah, man, yeah, you can deal with him. Then started pulling around and mismanaging. It's a painful. I am agreeing with everybody. Yes. Let us support our country. Let us support our county. Let us support our county in whatever way we can. Let us our county. Let in that case we can hold our country responsible for whatever in our carry on to support the agenda. We can hold them responsible. At the same time, I'm not going to take anything the brothers have said. I agree in every area we need to support our country. In every area whatsoever you think about, we need to support our country. How can we do it? We need somebody. For me, I need somebody in Monserrato can live with that I will be able to say, my man, I'm structuring. I structure from here, you structure from there. Let us work to move up forward. And that's what we need.
Okay, so gentlemen, let's do it. I think all of us are moving in the same direction, different ideas, which is good, because part of that, what we try to do here is to kind of get a pretty insight as to how we can get involved, and it comes with responsibility, our tolerance, how we're going to communicate, how we're going to set this tone to these people. And I have a little bit, let me take a 360-degree caveat. Sometimes we run a judgment on the people back there. When we do this way, this is how we're going to do it. I think if we are serious, we must set the agenda. Say, look, this is what we want to see happening. And we give them the option to get also their views, their opinion, because they are there, we are not there. But we can tell them as to how this is how we want it to go. What do you think? Is it applicable? Is this system can work? And we listen to them, because when you get people involved in decision making, ultimately they are going to be the one to manage it. But it's sort of a self-styled dictatorial way of doing things. Okay, I'm in America, so you need to do this. This is what I want you to do. Then you put labor. You already sanctioned the man's way of doing things. How come you're going to respond? That then is a problem. But I think if we get involved, but I want to be go a little bit for a step forward to be pragmatic. From what I see, Professor Zalo, I think he plays second division. I don't know what Pajoy plays.
Third division, third.
Pajoy, which division you play?
No, I play no division. I only play on Roman fee, fabric fee, no fabric fee, barrel fee.
Amazing. But this is what I want us to do, gentlemen. Division. Mason is well involved. I think Professor is loaded, but I think you guys can work out something and draw out a plan so that we can bring it here and we can share with this county. In fact, I will be speaking with the Grand Gillette County Sports Secretary. I want us to start having the conversation what went wrong, what we should have done differently, why we ourselves did not even get involved until we're having this sort of obituary conversation now, because this is something we should have done prior to even the tournament. So we gave these people, it's an annual tournament. After 3 months, we need to start getting preparation and sell this idea. But I'm quite sure if we reach out to these counties, the people are there willing to talk. The idea of transparency, accountability, that would be a secondary thing. We must first set the agenda, lay out the conditions, what we can do, what we can't do, listen to them, see what is applicable, what makes sense, and then we can have that incorporated. But other than that, if we can't get involved, then of course, believe me, if you have Monserrato County here, people raise money here for craziness, where no accountability. That's their own choice as to how they want to do it. But believe me, if one county said they're raising $10,000, $9,000 for adequate preparation of the county thing, and you make sure you vet potential fit people, believe me, they will do it. When they're doing something wrong down there, in that same group, people will call you and will say, hey, this is what happening is not going right. They will let you know. And I think before you come up, we also must be able to make a sacrifice to make our presence felt, not just to sit down here and cry. If you have 10,000, 9,000, and you want to get involved in the county, you want to tell me one person can leave from here and say, I'm going there and sit with other people? Of course, these people get their own conscience. That thing
You don't even have to go there. Like I said, look, one of the challenges the county teams feels, is that county teams are facing is that funding will come at some point, but it usually will come late. It will come maybe when the kids are getting on the bus to go and play their first games. That's why sometimes they get the funding. The first funding coming. It is frustrating. I was deeply involved with the McGivey Sports Association this year. The young man called Mao Lpr-Tv, he was appointed as the chairman. It was very frustrating for the young man. I mean, for the kids to practice. They made a budget wherein the boys team was taking on $60 a day for practice, and the girls team was supposed to be $30 a day. And the boy just asking for McGivey to volunteer, just take one day. Initially, it was supposed to be for 2 weeks, 2 months. And I told him, I said, well, you think this is practical? He said yes. But, at the end of the day, he realized that what I was saying was, but look, it was just simple as that. And so later on, towards the end, that's when everybody came in finally. When the people went to Bapolu, they played the first game, they lost the game, and then the second game was coming on. And then everybody started $1,000 for winning. And magically, we defeated Grand Crew at that time. And then, and so then people started to come on board. But fundings will come at some point. But if we can take the load up front, get the teams training. Like one of the things I told Marlon, part of myself will be talking about this week is that I want a team to be assembled every month. And I will commit myself to helping with that assembly. So the team will meet every month and just do a little walkthrough, run, jog, just get to, engage a little bit. They go back the next month. So then 2 months before they meet, then they can come and start camping. At least they'll get to know each other. They'll start building team spirit and all this stuff. So that's some of the things that we're thinking about. And we all can do the same thing. Look, I would love to see it being competitive. Look, you said the right thing. I was part of UNICO. But when I saw that for UNICO, one of the most important, that's the United Nima Citizen
organization,
yeah. But when I went there, and one of the most important activities was to bring the president, for the women that would bring the president on stage. That was the highlight of the activity.
That one that BY tried that grant you the association.
And they had a big gown. The money the president takes to buy that gown, the money the women then takes to wear that kind of clothes to bring the president up and put him on the floor. The content meet for 4 or 5 different years. And then I said, look, paying my way to come to this kind of stuff here, it's like throwing money away. I could use this money directly and touch the lives of people over there. And that's how, look, we can control the narrative in Liberia. I don't want to give you all our secret. One of the reasons why
we can learn from you now.
One of the reasons why CDC, for example, is strong in certain areas is because of some of the activities that some of us carry on in those areas. We don't go and speak politics. We engage the people in ways that at the appropriate time. If I go on the radio in Kakata and say, vote for this person, I'll get a couple of people to answer. Because guess what? They know you are with them in their times of need. And that's what the diaspora got to do. We got to change the way we do things. It's not just the sports meet. We got to change the way a lot of things we do. Every diaspora person in Liberia nowadays, they believe they're better than the president of Liberia. Almost every person in the diaspora, especially the people who don't like the CDC, they believe they know more than the president. But ask them, when was the last time they did something like Liberia to impact on the life of any Liberian other than their family members? They can't.
Yes,
they can't do it, which is sad. Because people need us at this time. What? Yeah, not many people can do it. Maybe Mr. Mason will do it. Maybe Mr. George will do it. Mr. So, I'm definitely, all of you guys might be doing it. But they are, look, let me end by saying, I got 10 siblings in the United States. 10. Except for my one older sister. The rest of the fools tell me they're not going to Liberia. They don't care for Liberia.
But I used to hearing that.
Some of them tell you they don't even remember their cousin's name. And that's the problem we have. But yes, my siblings will be the same one who will call me every day. Opa, that's your president doing that good. They're destroying the country.
But you don't want to go there. You got no interest, so why are you concerned?
So why are you concerned about that? And that's what we got to think about seriously. You know, we got to change the way we do things. You know, we can impact on our country. The people depend on us. Liberia and Cape Verde are the two countries in the world where 25% of the population live outside the country. 25% of the population live outside the country. If that 25% begin to invest, that 25% is the most affluent, the most literate portion of the population. Literacy and affluence definitely mean power if we use it wisely.
Okay. So I don't know. So again, like I said, Professor and Mr. Mason, if we can work on that, let's do it in the interest of liberalization policy and in the interest for Berlin, and we can set it out here. And I think I will try to reach out to Mr. Wilson to give him a break after all of this to invite him here and see it, maybe get this and make this proposal, because I think that it will go a long way. It will set the agenda. It will allow us in the decision-making process politically, which is a greater chunk of all of these things that we are talking about. I would sit here and say, okay, don't elect this person, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, that's fine. So what next? We can even try and get a hand pump in our places. And you say you want to tell people you want to run their life. They don't care, because I mean, they will only listen to you when you listen to people who make impact in your life, who will do something. But that's not the situation. Time is catch up with up. I guess we're going to be here tomorrow. Today is all sport day, but I just want to give you a heads up. I'm quite sure maybe somebody can recognize this guy. Let me just put this picture up. I've never had a time to come have a discussion here. Is anybody can to recognize this face?
Ability.
Eh?
Ability.
Yeah.
I can recognize the face. Like the name are falling through.
Musa Ability.
Musa Ability.
Musa Ability, yes.
Musa Ability.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to have give a fair discussion here.
Chairman of the Liberty Party.
Liberty Party.
Liberty Party.
This is the guy, and it's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
What's
ridiculous?
What's ridiculous? Hey, Professor Zablo. This is the guy who is FIFA banned as an official. He's represented our country, and he's misappropriately handles national funds for which he was banned. And a major actors in the political dynasty of Liberia, for whatever reason, as far as I'm concerned, he has not been he has not been.
Yeah.
Ban is still in force. And Per George Mason, we are talking about accountability, transparency. We are poking in the eyes of national government, making accusations of corruptions, allows corruption, or tell them say they are corrupt. But here we are in a consequential election that is ahead. And you have somebody to be a head of a political institution who has this cloud that hangs over this individual to manage the affairs of a political institution that will or that is directly, indirectly to engage in politics in Liberia.
Well, Mr. Su, is he the first person of such questionable character who led the Liberty Party?
There are many of them. This is why we want to.
The Liberty Party. I'm not talking about other parties. I said the Liberty Party.
Oh well, Liberty Party. Yeah, we have a fanatical part from Liberty Party who crossed over for whatever reason. It's just a pattern. This is a consistent pattern.
Liberty Party has a romance with incompetent, corrupt,
it's ability to be here tomorrow, but let's say this.
Yeah, we want to water it through so that people that come tomorrow, so that we will have this.
So, but my take will be very different on most of the case. The FIFA expelled him this and that, and he took an appeal, and that appeal is still pending. But Mr. So I went to look at the case of Senator Menendez from Maryland. He was accused of receiving bribe. The lower court found him guilty.
Senator who?
Senator Menendez from Maryland.
Maryland or New Jersey? Which one?
I mean, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Menendez from New Jersey. Yeah.
He was accused of receiving bribe. The lower court found him guilty. He took an appeal. At that time, some of them were raging that he should resign. He refused. When he took an appeal, he won that appeal, and today he retained his seat. Fernando Kova was accused, was tried, was convicted, sentenced. So that's a whole different ballgame with Fernando.
Who elected him? So why are you introducing Fernando Kova here?
But you call Fernando Kova me.
I never saw him. He never elected Fernando Kova.
But today he don't CDC.
But CDC never elected him.
He never elected, but his member CDC. So that.
But nothing wrong with him being a member, but he's not. CDC never elected. Never elected him.
CDC never elected him. Once they sit on the Liberty Party, and he don't CDC.
Okay, Patrick. Let's look at the origin, where he came from to get him to be where he is right now.
Oh no, he came from the Liberty Party. I'm saying that. But today he's with CDC, and CDC has embraced him fully. He ran on CDC ticket as to become deputy speaker.
But yes,
so they can't
I will tell you the different thing was Fernando Kova case and the case of Musability. Fernando Kova was convicted. He served his time. He was apologetic. He was remorseful. He demonstrated compunction, and he was released to go to Liberia. Okay.
Just last week, Mr. So can play the tape of you.
Yeah.
You see,
let me finish. I'm not teaching anything. I don't think if I'm in a position to elect, I don't think Fernando Kova election as a deputy speaker.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
Well, I'm just telling you, the situation is different.
Let's do it this way. I was just giving a hint for tomorrow's talking point. We are I'm my own man. Mike, yeah.
Mr. So, please, let me make the recommendation before we through. We ask you to go and listen to 50 for the 20th of January. Assembly has an explanation. Listen to it before. I want to be one-sided. I don't want us to be one-sided. Let's go and listen to the brother explanation. So when we come, we can have a view for what we'll be discussing. I don't want to be selfish and keep the information. I went through it. I listened to everything. I listened to that thing play 3 times. So go. I want to go back. Go to 50-50. Tima Gilate had Delete on his show.
Yeah.
Go there and listen to brother explanation.
First of all, y'all taking the serious consideration. I won't use that as an evidence or not an evidence against him. I'm looking at the quality of the interview. I'm looking at the place the interview was held, and I'm looking at the evidence that FIFA adduced against Musability. So I don't think Team Last July, with all due respect, with all due respect, I don't think that issue, the issue of the allegation against Mr. Ability, is within the terrain of Team Magilated to really interview. So I won't take his interview seriously.
But I don't know what you mean if it's in the terrain. If he asks any question, you may disagree with.
I don't think he's qualified enough to do that kind of interview. I think there are issues there that he doesn't understand. That kind of discussion is far above his pedigree.
The national this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull all of these samplings. We're going to pull all of these sampling. I listened to him recently on Spoon FM, and for fair to measure, we'll try to reach out to also have a conversation here, because that's what we try to do here. But some of the things that I listened to, and To be honest, I've not listened to what the interview with T Max. I'm going to try to put that. If you get that, you can send that to me. But I listened to him on Spoon, which of course he was not really coming forward with the answers. Instead, he was being very. He was bragging. He was bragging. He's a rich man in like he's the richest man in Liberia. That was not the substance of the question Stanton was asking. Hassan, who is also somebody, asked a valid question, but if I were hint, there's a different way that I would answer it. But and then he came back, he's the richer man, and they asking where he get how he got his money, and other person came out why you did not ask the other person. You see, this is the kind of pattern, this is a kind of justification because I did not ask this question yesterday, so why is it being asked now? I think it's just way over the top, but we're going to have that kind of conversation.
And you hire a journalist who will come and give you volley, who will serve you volleys, so you can be able to hit it across the net. That's not an interview. That's a joke.
No, but Mr. Zawolo, the key question here is.
I think they counted conversation getting response apart.
And some of the things he said, yes, I see. But some of the things I have probably, as if you are becoming a political leader, you should expect people to throw the kitchen sink at you. A level for you to exercise restraint in answering some of the questions. And on Spoon yesterday, there's some line he drew yesterday. I found it to be very arrogant on the part as a political head of that institution. Mm-hmm. And if he comes tomorrow, if I'm around, and I'm going to question him, I think.
No, I'm not saying he can.
Guess what? That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do at the end of the day. And one good thing is that I'm in a position to question it. But one of the things you're going to do, he will plead that people are opposing him because of the Mandingo factor. And for me, I can speak on that because for me, I don't think anybody will ever accuse me of being, anti to Mandingos. I'm married to a Mandingo woman. I got a Mandingo brothers. I'm a Mandingo almost, so to speak. So that would not work. But that's the kind of thing he's going to come up with. Once one people try to actually,
yesterday he drew it and someone tried to push back on it. But yes, the thing is, and just what I tell people, this strategy will not work again like Liberia. We got to forget it. We have to stay on our own character.
Okay.
This strategy will not work.
All right. Let's leave ability issue. We're going to find time to go to that.
You served LA for 12 years. Nobody call you Mandingo man. They didn't deny you Mandingo man. But when they accuse you of something, you say, "Oh, I think because I'm Mandingo." That's complete nonsense. That bull crap.
Yeah.
That bull crap. Yeah. When you are having all the position, nobody question your Mandingo heritage. But because they accuse you, you are not ascended to the chairman of a political institution. So you should expect people will dig up everything. Your parents, people will dig it up. Let you or not. You have to accept it. So don't come to it. That's nonsense. Oh, I'm a little man. No.
I would love to know whether you were actually elected or you were selected. The Liberty Party has no history of having a primary or election to elect the leaders. They normally select. Selected?
He was elected.
I would love to see.
He was elected.
I would love to see the procedure.
Elected after consultation.
After what?
I will know. I will tell you.
After consultation.
After consultation, he was elected.
Who? With a hurricane?
Was given
the proceeding of the Liberty Party for national chairmanship
need him to contribute.
Is like a good consultation by elimination.
And he stayed there.
And
so this is his reward. That's reward for him for his financial contribution to the institution. So that is the reward they gave him. So
and all the parties are doing it. I mean, more that for Unity Party. These are all hustling dens, and you give them power. They will empty the national coffers like they did it before. Liberty Party is not a new party. Liberty Party is a true party by extension.
Okay, guys, let's leave it there.
Yeah,
let's stay on the sport meeting according to our own man, Mikey. Mikey said, I believe that you guys are making good points, but I avoid the process of being political. politicizing a two-tier government here will not be a good idea. We all take heed to our people here, but I think the counter meet. But Professor, is that something missing you? And will you guys try to find time to see whether we can post something together? I mean, we can help. And
you can kind of like exchange our numbers and our email. That'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can do it, and it can be.
Why not get the different countries director involved at the time? Let it be editorial dollar to discuss how to move the country sport organization forward.
I think a drive we to do here, because I don't want to be like, how you could have said the last meeting call around politics. Mikey said we shouldn't go there, but I will go there a little bit. It had to have this sort of conversation without inciting politics. When you call people for a conference, you have to set the agenda, the purpose of that conference, and put it. Then you can allow them to be part of the process. But and that's what I'm just asking. Then it can be one or two things, and say, hey, this is what we think you can do, and not just for a specific county, for the county to forge ahead. We can start it. People,
I hear you, but I think one of the best ways to do it is to have a discussion with them. Look, so you can invite some of the most popular counties like Nimba, Ong, Granji. I mean, somebody bring their leaders to come up and show you with us.
Okay.
Us why? I mean, what's going on? Your county sports team going through all these challenges. What's happening?
What I will do. I will contact our correspondents, and for you are heavily involved in Mount Gibby. You're part of Lofa. You're taking credit for Lofa victory and not tonight.
No, not Lofa. I have to look at credit for Lofa. No.
I thought you say you somehow will Lofa again.
Oh, I'm Nimba.
Oh, Nimba. Okay, all right. My man.
Lofa, but I went to school in Lofa for 1 year, but I'm Nimba. Yeah.
So we can do it that way. We can start it gradually and give everybody the opportunity, as long as they are willing. These counties, their officials, sports officials, and let's get an insight. Maybe they have root causes or something, and nothing just don't fall from the blue sky. Something must be the reason, and we can get an out of it.
They have a joke why Lofa won today. They say when Yassa, Kebe, and Kruger got on the field, they just won all the fans over. They just joined. You know why, right?
And then they said, and then to add insult to injury, they had a little, according to what the G's, like for the G's, and so Omen Boyka, when was something by the time the Omen said, because he says he Lofa and win. We told you 2023 Boyka, when Boyka had a win, when the man go down and go marry he forced to sleep. So the whole thing is there. They end up tapping him, waking up before he could get on. Everybody chatted. I said,
I beg you, but Mr. So, you can get in touch with the guy, Benito from Bon County.
That you're from Bon County. Why are you sending me there? Why you can't tell me, say I will connect you with so person? In fact, we get a correspondent that way.
Yeah, that's why I said so you can find the director.
Yeah, but what I did was the director from over there first. What I was saying is that let's find a leader for Grand Jury Association. I know you got two. I don't want you can bring both of them. Find
you mean to talk to the porter here?
Yes, first. And find out why I did.
You see the point like what you say it now. Let me see.
People, the whole game line.
And at time, I was had to talk about the putting and get fair.
Yeah.
So I just think talking to the guys who headed the just ended county meet, the guys who headed for the different counties, it would be the best people to talk to right now, and to plan with those people to find out their shortcomings, their difficulty, where they stumble, how they can be helped, what they can do. I think those are the people we need to look for. Yeah. Those are the people that give us the practical.
Yeah, I think, Professor, I think let's take a pragmatic approach here. They knows the problem. They can. These people you call them, they will just give justification. I don't want to vindicate about their justification. Oh, I try calling, but let's see. Let's hear them, because when we hear them, then we can effectively make a case against. Because then we have something on record.
In that case, I'll bring my DV man on. I'll bring my president, our chairman on. That's fine.
So
Yeah.
maybe we can talk behind the scene and set a time suitable so that all of you guys, I don't know, I think tomorrow will be a broad one. So we can start working the phone lines. I had a Tuesday as alternative day. I think probably could be an ideal time, because right now it's still hard. I think we can use that. So, Pajoy, you say you're going to connect. Once you give me the guy name, I will get in contact with our correspondent, and they can get in. So, listen.
Your correspondent know everybody.
Oh yeah, that's how he go. Anything about Bon County. So who want to go to most of Rado County now, my man? I will contact Fala or where he needs a deal.
No. I'm talking about put up on up that. Open I put a contact. Don't put up the politics. I want. Look, I'm talking about sports. I'm talking about politics, and I can bring all of that. I can do it, and I don't worry about them. But I'm talking about sport.
Okay,
when
so
it comes to sport, I'm not talking about politics.
They don't roll a long sleeve shirt in football field.
Oh, what? Yeah. Professor, you come and sport the whole conversation. Where you come from? Where long? He wore what?
When the security prevented him.
I'm not talking about today. At the Anthony Thomas, in the preliminary rounds, he won the field with a long sleeve shirt with cuffling and went around the field.
Okay. So what happened? Does that mean
this guy
appropriately dressed for that ceremony?
You can look all kind of weirdo before in the team.
No. Look, I go and know what Professor Zawu.
The man didn't fit the place.
You want the football field.
No,
you're not supposed to be like that.
Professor Zawu, you let us start trivializing.
No,
realize.
I think the truth.
Especially when you're going to be around the page. Yeah. Why you wearing shirt with coupling? I think wear something.
How about the dress? What does it mean? What about the dress important?
Missing.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's just like a public speaker. You got to know your audience. You know, you got to know your audience when you come. Know your thing. Come on. So it's wrong. We shouldn't back that.
No. I would disagree y'all on this one. Vehement. It's not wrong. It's a matter of choice of dressing.
No.
What is this to wear? You can't say it's wrong. That's his choice.
Okay.
Not messing.
It's
I think missing told him to
listen.
No.
Listen when you are invited.
I got mad with people about when they were talking about the president wearing sneakers, the president playing soccer. And I said, look, the man has a choice.
Can I dress code?
The choice. The man want to wear sneakers, he wears sneakers. To wear, or if he wants to play soccer, so long that time is not taking him from his function, his duties.
No.
That is privilege.
Listen.
That's a privilege.
Listen. The president of the Republic of Liberia, if he's going to attend an official program, he's not supposed to wear sneakers. Get that?
When talking about and top bomber to go to the program, it was not wrong.
Listen, we're talking about
how many years talking about today? Chardman, you want to bring Chardman? Man, the man who closed the door, then you say he opened it. How many do you want to bring Chardman birthday?
Amazing.
No.
Amazing.
This is reality. You cannot defend this.
First of
There's
all,
no reality to face.
First of all, the people on the field knew the man was misplaced. You know, it reminds me of Mr. Towan trying to say munya, and they didn't understand what he was saying. You remember when he ran on CDC ticket? Yeah, munyar.
Okay, gentlemen, we gotta let it go here today. I want to thank you so much.
That was just misplaced, man. Yes, he sent a man some sports clothing.
No,
Maybe
you
I
guys
think
supposed to.
I think Monserrato or this.
No.
Send the man his postcode. That's your senator, Monserrato, man.
Are you kidding me?
Man, the man told he chose not to wear it.
Go to Sport Academy. Go to Sport
The man chose not to wear it.
Unless you want him to be the glamour and you want him to be the Putin now, who can just wear anything you want to wear, then I don't know. But anyway, guys, we're going to leave it here. I think it was a good discussion. The victory is really for Lofa County today, Lofa Day, what they could do. So we just want to acknowledge that. To all our followers, we want to thank you so much for being part of it. If you have not liked or been a follower of Liberia Public Radio, try to do that. I think what we try to do is for us to engage national conversations. And part of that, sports is the easier way where there are commonalities. We don't talk about party, this, that. And when we get there, then eventually we can sort out the good one. But believe me or not, if we begin to involve into specific things into our different region, our impact will be felt. They will listen to us. They will give us a second thought when we want to make a suggestion happening. But if we can't do that, believe me or not, we will get a long way to go. I want to thank you so much. Follow our page. You can be a member. You can follow us. You can go to our YouTube channel to subscribe just to get on the light. We try to have conversations in a civic context here. We more or less prioritize quality, not quantity, in terms of our conversation. And that's what we want to do. We intend to remain that way because it's all about Liberia. Until then, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much, Professor. And look, I want to jump on my grand that people believe me or not. The people, the way they be all the thing, it hurt me so badly. We just stop in George, we stop in George, we start in Bond County. And then
you're able to eat on top of soil, and that was good, you know.
And it just gave a real So right now.
But you know, but Granger is not strange Granger is not strange in Bond County.
No, man, I wanted to go play on some kind of drug. I don't think that was a team intent to stop in Bond County. That's the preliminary. The intent was to qualify and go into the grand finale or, semifinal. We just can't see quarter and then now go see our bike on a bar road now. The boys are jumping in go by. They wanted to rock quarter road. They wanted to see daylight to us. Well, okay. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here this evening, Mr. Mason, Professor Zawlo, Pa George, as always. We put it out there, ladies, for those of you who wants to be part of this to the talking point, let us know. And if there any specific thing you want us to talk about as well, I got a serious group team here that Okram with everything. Let us know and we can discuss it. Or don't have to be about politics. There are social issues that are affecting our country that is making that ugly impact into the politics in Liberia. So we can all do that.
Did I rest him today? They say, Oscar Kuya died?
Oscar Jaipu?
Yeah. He didn't stay today?
I yet to verify.
Oscar Jaipu.
One of the long-serving political guru. Well, okay, well. Yeah. It is where it is. But until then, we will see that when that happens, we'll get to know. We hope not, but all of us have to go at some point in time. So, folks, all of you, wherever you are, we want to thank you so much for being part of today's program. That's how we're going to leave it here. I'm Afonso Zian. So.
You never change. You never change. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Give him hallelujah. Hey. Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Hey. Give him the highest.
Oh, hallelujah. Giving the higher praise. Our prayers and thought goes out to the Sharo family right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. The passing of Mr. Sir Louis Sharo, who happens to be the cousins of the Liberal Progressive Samson Branto. Mr. Sharo will be later rest on the 12th of this month. right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. This is what Samson Toe is off for this week, right after the funeral, and we will get him right back here.
It's with profound sadness and great loss that the Shoro family announced the death of their dear beloved brother Mr. Louis B. Shoro. This sad occurrence took place on January 24, 2021 in Providence, Rhode Island. Funeral service for the late Louis B. Shoro will be held on Friday, February 12, 2021 at 9 a.m. at the Providence Assembly of God Church, 353 Elmwood Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island. You can contact Mr. Tommy Shoro on 443-760-8320, or you can cash app the family on 443-224-8120 for donation. May his soul and the souls of our dearly departed loved one rest in eternal peace. This announcement was sent to Liberia Public Radio by Mr. Tommy Shoro, nephew of the deceased.
So that's how we're going to bring the curtain down here. To all of you beautiful people, those of you that took off your time, your comments to hang in with us, we want to thank you so much for being the follower. If you have not liked the page, please do that. We are here to talk about Liberia, what matters about Liberia. We must have our political differences, but we must understand the common denominator is the Republic of Liberia. And what we say, what we do, what we exhibit, it is crucial, it is important. And this is why we always like to call for tolerance and civility in a conversation when people are talking about Liberia. Because what you do today, it's going to turn right back at you. Because if you don't do it the right way, just how other people doing it and the thing is working, tomorrow when they get there, other people will say, oh, these people did it yesterday, and that's how we're going to do it. That is why it's very, very much important. We need to encourage our politicians to work together. I don't care how ugly it is. You see, the Republican and the Democrat, they don't agree on anything, but always create a scenario where they will be able to come together to work in a bipartisan way. I don't see that happening in Liberia. All we see all day name calling. I never saw one day this other senator or this representative from this party inviting his or her colleague, go sit, and this is what we want to put together. Those are the things we need to tell these people that that's what they need to do. It's not about making or getting to score a political point. Let me say this, let me talk this, and then we'll get a public sentiment. No. It's a national government, and it requires consensus building. That's all we want to encourage our people. And we want our people to be able to make informed decisions. This idea of justifications and giving blame game, it happens the last time. Nobody did anything. So why now? Why people want to talk or why people want to say this? It's not happening in our country. Thank you so much and have a pleasant evening. If you have a business, you can also advertise with us and we can do everything right for you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Fiber Queen of Woodland. Everyone that's looking for a nice African for wedding, whatever fiber you need, you can just come over here. You have all this nice stuff. If you need ashebi, you guys can come over here for baby shower, for wedding. You guys are welcome. She have really nice stuff. You can see all over there, all those men over here. You don't have to go to the theater and then they're going to be telling you all kind of stories. You can just come here. They're already made. And for ladies, you can just look for whatever fiber you're looking for and match it for the men. And, your husband already have a shirt made. You can get stuff for your kids. You can get stuff for the whole family. We have African slippers and ashobi hair ties all over. We have different kinds of lists and everything. So you guys are welcome, okay? It's really nice. It's Fiber Queen on Woodland, 95 off of Woodland. 6625 Woodland Avenue, okay? So you guys are welcome, 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 welcome. You have nice stuff here for ladies, for men, for kids, and for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia is 100% African-owned business. At Fabric Queen, we are specialized in high-quality wax product, Swiss lace, jewelry, and beauty products that will make you shine like the queen of fabrics. We are located at 6625 on Woodlands Avenue, 10 Philadelphia. Telephone number 215-800-0228. Tell the management of Fabrics Queens in Philadelphia is easy and salt of the Liberia Public Radio gives you this message. Tell all Akwaba.